What's up, guys? It's Jeffrey, the RC enthusiast, coming back at you with an update. This update mainly concerns my T-Maxx and my other T-Maxx, both T-Maxxes. Today is an upgrade video, and what I got are a few things. For my 3.3, I have this Integy steel spur gear. Yeah, that'll be pretty nice. For my T-Maxx, I also have, for my 3.3, I have the front A-arms by RPM and the rear A-arms by RPM. And for my other T-Maxx, I have front A-arms by RPM and also rear A-arms by RPM. But yeah, so the story on this is I stripped the spur gear, and yes, that is a new cooling head on there, by the way, and I was too lazy to wait for the new amps to arrive, so I just put zip ties there as a temporary thing, and it actually works. But now it's time to get to the big upgrade, which is the RPM. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'll be back when I'm further in the project, so wait just a moment. Alright guys, I got the wheels off, all four wheels and tires. I just wanted to show you again the whole broken arm thing I did before. It's funny. But yeah, now it's time to take all the old arms off and put all the new ones on, so I will update you as I continue. So yeah, so guys, it actually turns out that after pulling out one of these pins that hold the suspension arms on, it turns out that I severely bent one. I don't know if you can see that. There you go, you can see how bent it is. But luckily I have some extra pins. So anyway, let's continue with the build. Alright, I got the lower arms off. Now to move to the front upper A-arms. Just a quick note, guys, in order to reach the pin for the upper A-arm, you're going to have to remove these two screws that hold on the front bumper, so you can pull it or push it down to get access to those pins. Just another quick note, guys, that when you're either replacing or swapping out your A-arms, the stock A-arms actually include these two super small washers that go in between. Come on, focus. There we go. They go in between the A-arm. I think with the RPM ones, you will not need those anymore. So anyway, on with the build. Another note, guys, when you are replacing these, the drive shafts might pop out, and there is actually a mark that you have to line up with each end of the drive shaft to get this smooth motion. So just keep that in mind if and when you are either replacing or upgrading your A-arms. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to finally install the A-arms for the front. I got the set right here. So basically open them up, and do I have to cut this one? No, yay. Pull the new upgrade RPM A-arms right out. There's instructions how to install it, and your RPM decal. One thing you will notice right away is how much beefier the RPM A-arms are. Now the RPM is on the left and the stock is on the right. You can already tell there's a slight design function difference, but you can really tell the difference with RPM because they're so much beefier. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Anyway, on with the build. sorry guys, one more note. When you're installing these upper A-arms, they can look really similar top to bottom like this. So, but the part that, let's see if I can get a close up on this. The part that has, come on, there we go. The part that has that little indent right there, you want that to face the drive shaft, because when it's sitting, you want the drive shaft to have some space to articulate. And if you install this the wrong way, you will find that your drive shaft won't spin freely, and that will be a big problem. So just pay attention when you're installing these particular A-arms to keep note of this indentation right there. Alright, so anyway, on with the build. Sorry guys, just another quick note. When you upgrade to the RPM A-arms, unlike the stock Traxxas A-arms, you will no longer need these two specific spacers when you're installing the RPM A-arms. Alright guys, I got both the front sets of A-arms installed, and I gotta say, it looks a lot nicer, and it's definitely going to be a lot stronger. So with that, all I have to do now is just put the front skid plate back on, and we will move to the rear A-arms. Alright guys, the front A-arms are completely installed, and the skid plate has been reapplied, and they look nice. Now, to move on to the rears, it's literally the exact same principle, although there are a few different subtle differences between the front and the rear that I will show you as I continue to build. So be right back. Alright guys, I removed the skid plate, and I wanted to show you one of the differences right away. So, opening up this packaging, the new A-arms, and I will have to cut into this one. Let me just get all the components out here. One of the differences you'll notice right away are that when using the RPM setup with these three pieces, these toe links, I believe is what they are, will be eliminated. So you will no longer be needing those on your T-Maxx, because unless you're doing a four-wheel steering mod, you will not need them, because these right here hold it permanently in place one way, because there's a pin here, there's a pin going through here, and it stays straight 100% of the time. It does not rotate like this, where if you didn't have these pins here, it would do that. So that's a plus. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing the build. Hi guys, just wanted to show you another quick comparison. So on the right is the stock Traxxas A-arm. On the left is the new upgrade RPM A-arm. You'll see that the RPM has two openings versus the Traxxas only has one. Again, this is what I mentioned before with eliminating those camber links or toe links over there. So I just want to throw that out there. I will continue assembling. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you a quick what's going on, you know. So on the top you see the old upper A-arms, in the middle the new RPM A-arms, and below the new RPM lower A-arms. Now I already showed you guys this, but here is a stock lower A-arm, and then above is the new RPM A-arm. You notice the gap here and no gap there. This rear hub goes there, like so, and in that hub go these bearings, a small one and a large one, and again, that prevents these camber links from have to being used. So yeah, I'm going to continue assembling. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you quickly how to assemble just the rear hub, just this right here. So what you want to do is you want to get one of these larger bearings, this that's a nice bearing actually. Wow. One of these larger bearings, like so. And you want to put this in the back of the hub. And sort of, you just gotta slowly, like, make it get snug. Rotate your thumb and gradually push the bearing in. And there you go, that bearing's installed. Now what you want to do is take one of these smaller bearings, like this, and let me just open it up. Here's the smaller bearing, like so. It's also a really nice bearing. And take this and put it in the front, like so. And that'll snap in there, and boom, you got your bearings installed. Now, what you want to do is when you install the rest of the arms, you're gonna want to okay, so they specifically say do not use the stock plastic set screws. Use the ones that RPM includes that are metal. So that's one thing to look out for. I'm not exactly sure what these are right now. I gotta look into this more. So I'll be right back when I have an answer. Alright guys, so after some reading, I figured out what this is. This is called a bushing cup according to RPM. And basically what you want to do with this is take this aluminum or metal set screw and put the bushing into the set screw like so, and eventually it's gonna end up like that. You'd have one unit with the plastic cup on the end and the set screw, and then what you do with this is you got to take your ball end and you're going to put that in first, and then you're going to screw this in, and yeah, that's basically how you install the hub. So with that, I will continue assembling. Now, continuing with the build, you take your rear hub and you have one of these pins. Now what you want to do is install one of these E-clips or C-clips, and take your rear hub and put it in the rear arm. Put the pin through with one pin already on, with one E-clip or C-clip already on that they provide. They provide you with the pin and the E-clip, and basically what you want to do is put that little E-clip on and slowly put the pin through, and until you get it through the other side like so. And then what you're going to want to do is install that second E-clip, which I will put on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, now I have that second E-clip installed, and this is now one unit, lower arm and rear hub carrier. What we're gonna want to do now is all we need from this old unit is all we need is the upper ball end, I believe, and the whole assembly, drive shaft assembly right here. So I will take that out and I will be right back. Alright guys, I got the rear drive shaft off the old unit, and I just want to tell you guys, you want to be really careful when you're pulling out this drive shaft. The bearing will be locked on, the larger bearing will be locked on the back, but there is a pin in here right there, and that pin you can actually pop out. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this upgrade. Just make sure not to lose that pin. So now what you're going to want to do is insert the rear drive shaft. Like so. And it will be, sorry for bumping the camera, it will be snug and it will not fall out when you install it, like so. So yeah, that's how to install that. On with the build. So now what you're going to want to do is just reinstall the hex adapter by inserting this pin like so. If you can see that, whoops, sorry, like so. Make sure it's relatively centered. Then get your hex adapter and clip it back on, and you should hear a click or a snap like so, and boom, now your hex adapter is installed on the new unit. So yeah, sorry guys, just wanted to make a quick note that it is going to be the exact same process for the other side as it was I showed you in this video, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Now as you can see, I have completely assembled the rear units. What we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to reinstall it on the rig. What I recommend for this, obviously take one arm at a time. You do not want to do both at the same time. But also, when installing these, again, remember the indent on the bottom faces the drive shaft, guys. So this is going to face down, in this case right here, right now. You're going to have to, I believe, take one of the ball ends off the old unit and put it in the new unit. So this has something to screw into. And then when you screw those in again, remember to use the new set screws that they provide. So with that, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the ball ends off the old A-arms. And what you're going to want to do now is install them by putting them in the new RPM. So what I'm going to do is remove the blue rubber seal and insert the ball end, and you can see it's a perfect fit, which is a plus. That is very good. Now what you want to do is remove this little collar. I believe they have one here. Do they? No, they don't. I can't tell. I can't tell. I don't think so. So actually what you're going to want to do, and I didn't know this until now, is, so when you put, sorry guys, I'm out of frame here. Wait just one second. Alright guys, so I was right. You're actually going, so once you get this rubber seal properly seated on there, you're going to want to take this clip that actually comes from your stock parts for the T-Maxx. And so if you're building a T-Maxx, you might want to have this in mind. And then basically clip it on like you would if you were just checking the old ones, and bam, you are pretty much set. I know my seals are a bit broken, but that's okay. No problem, guys. So now the ball end is installed, and do that for the other side, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, the next step you're going to want to do is to screw on these to the ball end that you just installed earlier. It's a simple process. Just when you screw it in, just make sure again to remember that this, let me focus here. Just make sure to remember that this groove faces the drive shaft, so faces down. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so once you get to this step, you want to install these set screws that RPM provides you with. I would first start just by screwing them in like this, and then when you feel confident that they're in, you really got to make sure, you really got to make sure you're screwing them in the right way. This is always one of the scariest parts of working with this. It's really, I feel like it's hit or miss, to be honest. It's either going to work or it's not. Yeah, guys, I don't know how long this is going to take, so I'll be back when I have the first one in. Wow, guys, I'm not going to lie. These are a real pain in the butt to install. I'm not even kidding. It probably took me like 5 minutes just to install one of them, and I still have one more to go. But I just want to show you guys basically what you have to do to install this interesting part. So once you screw your ball end into the upper A-arm, you want to put this in, and remember to have the ball cup already on the metal set screw. Now, when you put these on, it took me a while to figure this out. You want to apply some pressure like this, sort of pushing it down so it's sort of set, and then take your Allen wrench, and while you're screwing it, you got to do this really slow. You want to sort of hold it with your other fingers from your other hand, and when you slowly do it, it will go in like so. Like I have it partly screwed in right now, and it's gonna look like it's offset just a little bit, like just by a hair, but just keep screwing it in, and it will hold up. So gradually keep screwing it in until the ball end is sort of stiff like this, where it cannot be moved, it doesn't move freely, and then you want to back it off or unscrew until it is free floating, so to speak, like just floating there on the ball end. And once you've done that, you've got that set screw in, and it's in really well. Because I've heard a lot of reviews about these and how they're really easy to cross thread, and I almost did that the first time on the one on the left over there, but I prevented that from happening. So hopefully that'll help you installing those ball ends. And with that, I know this is becoming a really long video. I was not expecting this, but we're on the home stretch here. So let's continue assembling. Alright guys, we are so close to being finished. I just want to throw in a few more tips to prevent bad things from happening. For example, the drive shafts, all 4 of them, it is like the axial drive shafts, and Ramsay showed me this, so shout out to you, Ramsay. Your channel will be in the video description. Thank you so much, man. This applies the same way as the SCX10 drive shafts. What you want to do is, there is going to be, it will not, I doubt it'll show up on camera, but there's going to be a mark on the inner part of the drive shaft. I don't exactly know how to explain it. Right there, I know my seal's broken, it looks horrible, but you'll at least be able to see the mark. Come on, focus. You can sort of see it right there. Let me get something to point it out. Right there. You see how that's slightly raised at the end? That's the mark that you want to line up with the other mark on the female end of the drive shaft. So just keep that in mind when you're reassembling the vehicle. Alright guys, I just want to let you know, you will know when the drive shaft is lined up properly when it moves freely like this. It'll be really smooth. For example, if you were to put it in wrong, it would not be as smooth as this. So just keep that in mind when you're reinstalling these drive shafts. Okay, so once you have the first upper A-arm installed with the pin, again, make sure that that indentation is facing the drive shaft. Install the shocks to your preferred setting. For me, I just use the middle one. And it's the exact same process for the other side. So I'll be back when I have both sets of ARMs installed. Alright guys, so the rear arms are fully installed along with the skid plate. I do want to mention that these rubber seals that originally covered the set screws for the rear arms will no longer work. But with that, let me get the 4 tires on this beast and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I finally got all the arms installed on this awesome car. Oh my goodness guys. This took a long time, but I gotta say, it was totally worth it. Not only does it look a lot better now, it's gonna handle better, and it's gonna be a lot more durable. So that is the tutorial on how to install the RPM front and rear arms on the Traxxas T-Maxx. This is the RC Enthusiast signing off. With that, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.